Welcome back to the channel. Today we visit the first expansion for Res Arcana. It's called in Latin Lux and Tenebrae. I hope I am pronouncing this correctly, but basically this means Lux is light and Tenebrae is darkness. This expansion will be focused in bringing new cards that also bring new types of creatures, the demon creatures. They're the focus of darkness here. So I don't have the box because I'm storing everything inside the base game box, which the video is already available in the channel if you want to take a look as well to that. So in terms of manuals, just a piece of paper, just this piece of paper that includes the new components I'm going to show you here, and then the description of the new things and how to play the game. So the first thing that is important to mention about this expansion is that now you can play the game to 5 players, okay? It changes the initial setup, but at least it expands to 5, which is a good thing. And then it will introduce new monument cards, new mage, new artifacts, new magical items, and new places of power. Okay, so let's start with the new mages to see in terms of core mechanics what is new here. So we get the bard, and by the way, you can identify the components for its expansion that they belong with the symbol here in this corner. So this yellow circle or pearl will be the components for Lux and Tenebrae. Bard. So the bard, you can tap and discard one animal to get 2 gold. And see, now there's this symbol here which represents the demon creature. So you discard the animal card, get 2 gold, or just tap it to generate a resource that could not be a gold. So I don't understand the singing part. Maybe it's telling stories about these animals and then people pay you money. That's how you generate money as a bard. Then the diviner, which looks like a very Tenebrae kind of character or mage here, generates 1 red resource, and then you tap to draw 3, add to your hand, and then discard 3. So it's a card drawer. That's why it's a diviner. You can foresee the future. The demonologist, very thematic for this expansion. Tap it and lose a life to retrieve 1 card. Retrieving cards means that you get 1 card back from your discard. So you can create mechanics where you discard cards, but then you can retrieve cards and make them cycle often. But you can also tap this to untap a demon using that demon power, and we'll see those demons in the other cards. Last but not least, the beastmaster. Tap, lose a life to generate 3 life on this card. And then you also tap an animal, the beast, and then you generate 2 resources. That's it. Now let's check the monuments. We start with the dark cathedral that costs 4 gold and generates 1 death. But then you can react by tapping it and tapping another demon, to check for victory. And if you do that, this gives you an extra point for that check only. So an important thing to remind is that this game still ends with this expansion, still ends when generating 10 victory points. The second expansion changes that, but if you're only using this one, you still win by having 10 victory points. So this helps getting there faster. Then the alchemical lab. Tap, lose a resource to put the essence spent on any card. Alchemy lab, so that's good for generating resources. That's a good monument there. The warrior's hall. We can see the statues in front of this building here, which generates a red resource, which you tap. You generate 1, but all rivals also get 1. So this could be dangerous. You really need to get an advantage by using this red resource because all rivals will also get 1. And it's worth 2 points. Then the demon workshop. This should be powerful, right, for the demon expansion. Generates 1 of each, 1 of these. And then you tap, you lose a gold, and you can untap any card. So, not sure how this works right now, but it depends on the cards that you have, so should be powerful. Then let's see how these new artifacts will change how the game is played. So this is 12, I believe, 12 new cards that you mix in the base game as well. We start with the Vial of Light. Costs 0 to cast, but then you tap, you lose a life, you lose a death, you get a life and a red one. And then you can react to any of the artifacts being destroyed to generate 1 resource. So by destroying artifacts, I don't remember, I'm just using my memory, many cards that destroyed artifacts from the base game, so probably they would be here. But then it just converts, and then if there is too many destruction, you can help that by just generating some resource out of there. Then the cursed Dwarven King. It's a demon. We have our look of our first demon here. It costs not much, but then if you want to use this power, you need to lose a life. So I have life there, death, and red, which is Ellen, to generate 2 gold on this card. 2 gold on this card. And then you can tap this and tap a dragon to generate also another gold. So it's a gold generator. If you really need gold for the monuments, for example, this guy will generate lots of gold. The possessed demon slayer costs these 3. You tap it to gain 1 elan equal to the number of demons of 1 rival. So this is a good strategy against guys that are playing with demons, because it will generate lots of red based on that number. And it's every turn. So yeah, if someone is investing on demons, you should get a demon slayer sword to protect. And you can also react to a demon power by ignoring something, which is good. Or if you're playing with demons, you should keep this card for other players not to destroy your strategy. Then there's the fire demon. From all these amazing cards, you will just have 8 cards that will be given to you initially in your deck, where you draw 3 and then you keep playing with the other 5. So there's not really a good way for you to go through all the deck and get all the dragons or all the demons. So I haven't played with this expansion to know how flexible or how accurate the strategy based on demons could be, especially if you add the other expansion, which will expand 12 more cards in the deck. Yeah, and I don't remember a power. You have those powers that allow you to draw, but you're still drawing on your 8 card deck, which could have 0 dragons or 0 demons. So although it makes every game unique because you play with you framed to those cards, but still for these specific strategies, maybe you should focus on more than just one, right? So the fire demon generates fire as expected, and then tap, lose that fire. And all rivals lose 2 life. So this is an aggressive guy, which will also tap, just lose a life and generate 3 fires. So this guy can work in a circle, right? It generates 3 fires. And then you can use one of the fires to generate... No, it doesn't work in a circle because it doesn't generate life. It just uses life. So you need to have the life coming from somewhere else. Oh, there are also dragons coming here in the middle of the demons. This one costs 6, generates 1 resource, and it's a prismatic dragon, so you can generate anything except black or gold. And then you tap, destroy gold, to generate 4 resources here on this card. The shadowy figure. So gives you 1 blue, it's a demon, then you tap and you destroy a blue. You draw 2 cards, then add 1 to your hand and discard the other one. So there's the discard mechanic here that could go well with that mage that we saw, because discarding, those are cards that you'll never see them again, right? Unless you get them somehow. And then you tap and you lose a life to generate 3 of these blue things. Vortex of Destruction. It's a vortex, but it's a demon. Generates this, and then you tap to destroy another of your artifacts. So destroying is, again, it's not discarding, but it's moving them to the discard pile, which you could prevent as well, like with that power we saw, to gain the resources +2. And then you can tap and destroy life to generate death. Chaos Imp, so you destroy life to untap a demon, and then you use the death and a red to create death here in this card. Then this guy counts as demon as animal as well. The Hound of Death, it's like a demon dog. Generates 2 death and then tap, lose a life. All rivals lose 2, and then you tap to gain death equal to the gold of arrival. So if someone is hoarding gold, then tap this guy and you get death. Homunculus. Homunculus costs very cheap. There's no points here, only some of them to give points, and you can place a demon at -2, so it's good for going after the demons. Then you tap, you get 2 resources here on this card. The Infernal Engine generates red, and then you tap, lose a resource to put the essences that you spend on this card as well. Then you tap to take all the essences from any card. Okay, Infernal Engine. Good to collect things that you've left on the cards. The Golden Lion. The Golden Lion gives you these 3, very good, 3 resources every turn. And then you can ignore an attack on your life and he's worth 1 point. So this guy is a good to have, indeed, good to have. Let's go to the magic items here. So there are 2 new. This one is the inscription, so you can tap it and you lose a resource to claim one of the scrolls. So this is quite a different magic item because it comes with these 8 scrolls. So the scroll is something that you take on that moment and then you can use later on once with the power, and then it goes back to this pool for other players to choose. So if you get the shield, you can ignore 1 life attack, you can convert resources, you can destroy one of your cards to get resources in the card, or you can revivify, which is you lose a death to retrieve 1 card from this card. This function is to convert the gold into 4 resources. Vitality is to untap a card to use the power again. With this projection, you can spend any number of 1 essence at a rate of 3 to 1. Okay, so for example, the manual says that you can spend 15 blue resources to get 5 gold, but it needs to be 3 to 1. A bit expensive, but then if you're accumulating. And then the augury, you can waste a blue to draw a card. Okay. The other one is the illusion. So the illusion is quite specific. You need to use it on specific moments. So sometimes you need to use to tap certain creatures in order to do some powers. Like I'm giving you a quick example here. I think we've saw some here. Let me see if I can quickly find one. Which one was it? Here, for example, you need to tap a dragon to use this power, right? So if you don't have a dragon, you can also always create an illusion. So you can just tap this mirror and it will work as a demon or an animal, or you can tap this thing here and with 2 resources and it will count as a dragon. So it will create an illusion, faking or pretending that you have this animal in order for you to activate the card powers. Then, last but not least, the 2 places of power, or the 4 places of power that comes with this, are the Temple of the Abyss, for example, worth 1 point for every blue that you have here in the end of the game. So it comes with 3 powers. You tap, lose 2 life, and all players untap their demons. So if you're the only one demons, that's good for you. See, the Abyss is where Cthulhu lives. Then you can spend 2 blue and 2 black to put 1 blue on this card. It's quite expensive, but remember that every blue will be a point, so it's worth for you to pursue that. And then you can just tap a demon, and you put a blue on this card. Right, so if you get demons, this is a place of power mandatory because it will work very well. And then if you are able to untap with certain things that we've seen, that will make the game go super crazy. Then the Gate of Hell, like the door to Mordor. So you tap and you tap a demon to put a death here on the card, because now we know that each demon gives you 1 point, each death gives you 1 point. So another one good for demons as well. Then destroy one of your creatures to put a death on it. So in the end of the game, you can get rid of creatures that are not worth 1 point, and then the point will come from here. And then you can spend 4 fires, 4 elans to put a death here on the card. So this is good because it gives you 2 ways to get there. The Crystal Keep, one of the most expensive cards in the game that I've seen. It costs 20 resources, but gives you 5 points. 5 points. 5 points. I know, and plus 1 for each 2 artifacts that you have in play. Each card. Artifacts, although creatures are artifacts, don't forget. So yeah, this is expensive, but could give you immediately, easily 5 plus 2 or 3 could give you immediately 8 points. Plus the points that you have from what? From the golds? The points that you have from the other cards, the monuments, etc. And you can check the victory anytime. So if you're comfortable that you have the 10, just tap it and the magic will happen. Then the Dragon Airy. Costs 12, generates a gold, life, 4 life, 1 here, tap a dragon, 1 here, and as expected gives you 1 point for each life you place here, the Dragon Airy. And yeah, that was the last one. Cool. So yeah, Lux and Tenebrae, the first expansion for Res Arcana. And following this video, I'll be releasing the second expansion. Or if you're seeing this video later on, you can also find it already in the channel. So that I hope that you liked the video to the point that you consider hitting that like button and subscribing. I have this very big playlist dedicated to board games, as well as playlists for all the major card games out there, as well as I have the podcast, the Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their stories, their projects, and their profiles while we play board games. So I definitely think that you will find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.